Yo!
What's up? I'm Adam.
I'm Patrick.
And
we back.
We're back.
But
Patrick,
I'm a little sad.
yeah, it's the last
The
day
last day.
of the conference.
His last day. But what I want to say is this has been phenomenal. And I just a big round of applause to every single person that took time out of their busy lives and work to come out and hang out with us. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. It's amazing.
And also for those that actually woke up this morning and made it in the room.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
True statement. True statement.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So yesterday was an amazing day. It was all about AI, right? We talked, there were discussions around how AI can actually drive change within organizations and leveraging APIs to go do those items. And then Patrick also from a fabric side of it.
Nellie's presentation, right?
like
Her
that.
demo, it just
like
blew
that.
me away. I can't wait to get out and start kicking the tires on all these new capabilities.
And it's a full circle too, right? So we can leverage the AI stack in Microsoft. We can do that from a fabric perspective, and then they can talk to each other.
Yeah, they can
make
talk
things
to,
happen.
Yeah, that's right.
I love it. I
Yep.
love it.
Yep.
And then beyond that, I spent a lot of time in the community lounge yesterday, met some of the super users. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've met them or know what that is, but this is where you participate in the community site and actually engage with people, help answering questions, doing items. You get badged as part of that and become that super user, and then you're the expert, right? You're the person. So definitely take time to go leverage the community site. Maybe you learn some things, give back to other people. It's super important.
Yeah.
And maybe you can become a super user as well. So definitely take advantage of that. And then Patrick, the Power Hour.
Oh, the power hour. The power hour.
Oh, the power hour.
Completely blew me away.
Oh.
How many people were at the power hour last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
How many
That
got
was
hit in
amazing.
the face with swag? There's at least one of you. Yeah, there you are.
There was lots of sweat. But the
It wasn't
presentations,
me. It wasn't me.
this year, I have to say though, Adam, this was one of the best power hours
really
that
was. It
I've
really
ever
was.
seen in
Great
my
effort.
life.
Yeah,
Right?
I loved it.
It was great. It's great.
All right. So today, Patrick, what do we got?
We got Purview.
We got Purview.
Yeah.
And before that, though, we're going to talk about with some customers.
Yep.
And the customer discussions, really listen to what they have to say, because this affects all of you as well in your organizations and how you're going to leverage technology and move forward as an organization and a business. So
Absolutely.
definitely take the time to listen to that. And then on the Purview side with security, Patrick.
Yeah, no one thinks about security and governance at
yeah.
first until there's truly a problem with the data.
You get
right?
that call.
But now with Purview, all of the governance and security is completely at top of mind, Adam.
Oh, top of
Yeah.
mind.
Okay, Adam. Enough
Yes.
of all this talking. You know what to do.
We need to hand it over to Wangui McKelvey, and is the GM of Azure Data Marketing. Bring her on stage, and let's get the party started.
Let's get the party started. I love the shoes. I love the shoes.
The shoes.
Hey everybody, welcome back, welcome back. Good to be with you all today. Thank you all so much. I am delighted to have a wonderful conversation with two wonderful customers. They're going to give us a little bit of insight on what they've been up to. So please help me welcome to the stage Ole Bulletson and Philip Fuchs from Fuchs and DHL. Hello, Ole.
I'm good. Good
Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey,
nice to
Philip.
see you.
Thank you.
Hi.
All right, let's get into it. So why don't we start by introducing yourself? So Ole, maybe I'll start with you. Tell us who you are. We of course, we all know who DHL is, but for those who may not, maybe explain what you do at your company.
Yeah, happy to do so. So yeah, my name is Ole. I'm VP Data Platforms and AI Platforms in DHL. So we're delivering data AI platforms in engineering, MLOps, LLMOps to DHL globally. Yeah, if you don't know what DHL is, so we're the largest logistics company on earth. We're connecting people and improving lives, so that's our mission, and we do it day to day.
Awesome. All right, Philip, how about you?
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Philip Hoog. I'm managing digital transformation at Fuchs. Together with my colleague Martha Paradise, we are driving data initiatives, app development, and AI integration at Fuchs. For those of you who don't know Fuchs yet, so we are the largest independent lubricant manufacturer worldwide. We have over 6,000 people in over 50 entities. And yeah, so we are really close to our customers, and our mission is moving your world. Because in every machinery around the world that moves, it needs some kind of lubrication in order to do that. So you can find 10,000 of our products in all the different markets, in healthcare, automotive, and mining, and you can even find them on Mars in the Perseverance rover.
Fantastic. Okay. So, well, why don't we start with the current state of your data culture? We know that having a strong data culture is really foundational to get going on anything we want to do. So maybe, Philip, tell us a little bit about what the data culture is like at Fuchs.
Sure. So at Fuchs, we are fostering really a data-driven culture. So with our data strategy, we want to transform data into actionable intelligence. So this means our teams around the world can take data-driven decisions and also adapt to the swiftly and dynamic markets we have out there. A second part of our culture is our DNA. So a big part of our DNA is local entrepreneurship, which is lived by our over 60 entities around the world. And here we're going with a more decentralized approach. So data, AI democratization, giving more responsibility to the entities and departments themselves to be responsible for their data and owning the data.
Fantastic. How about at DHL?
I mean, there is not the single answer, right? So the stage of data culture is different. So we have more than 600,000 employees. We are active in 220 countries and territories. So there is not this one data culture, but we did a lot in embarking on this journey. Actually, I mean, just next week, the DHL Data Analytics will has its 10 years of anniversary. So we started this journey 10 years ago. What we have done to drive the data culture are basically three things. So the first one, in 2019, so 5 years back, we established a data board, right? So across all of our business units, we have a C-level board hosted by the group CEO, where we drive data topics across all business units. So we have C-level sponsors in all of our business units and functions. They all need to report their roadmap, their progress into this board. And we also use that board to standardize on technology, to standardize on data governance. So that's the first thing we've really done to drive data culture from the top. So then what we have also established in that board is the Data Analytics Academy, so DHL Data Analytics Academy, where we have awareness trainings, where we have content trainings. We're also working together with universities to train analysts to become data scientists. And we have trained more than 50,000 employees by now through that academy within DHL to really also get, ideas and data culture bottom up, not only top down and bottom up. And then, so the third thing which we are doing, and this is similar to what we see here, right? So we have a Data and AI conference now also within 6 years. This is a similar number of people joining to these conferences than you can see it here, right? So we have 2,000 people, employees from DHL, joining once a year the Data and AI conference. And this is really driving the culture, and with driving the culture, also driving the business and the business value behind it.
Now, was it hard to get buy-in for a strong data culture in your organization at all? Was it hard? Did you have to convince people?
I would say it's still hard. It really depends on which country, which business function. So, I mean, we are in logistics, right? So we have a lot of people who just, start working, get things from A to B. So data is not always, top of their mind. We are quite lucky. So our CEO hired, me back then in 2014 to start that journey. And we're lucky, he's now the CEO, as I just said, and he is really driving and pushing the topic forward. And the other thing which really helps convincing people is tracking the impact. And this is so important, that make sure there's a unit which is not business, because they will always show low impact because they fear the budget. It should be not the data scientists tracking the impact, because they will always accelerate on the impact. You should have we heard it, right? Kind of a revenue department or controlling, right? Measuring the impact, making sure there are hundreds of millions of impact we are generating with data and AI every year, right? And this is what you want to measure on, and this is what gives you buy-in at the end of every business decision maker, right?
Philip, what about you? Was it hard?
Yeah, so definitely not that easy, but now I really think we have also the support from the board and the management to drive the initiatives in the company. And as we don't have the resources of DHL, for example, for us it's also more about bringing in not only the IT people, but also the business users, especially the early adopters and the people that are really keen using data and the tools we have bringing them on the journey to help us also with this IT bottleneck we sometimes face when we're going in all the projects we have on our roadmap.
Awesome. Okay. So maybe talk a little bit about what are one or two topics that has helped you be successful and why. Maybe start with you, Philip.
Sure. So, of course, data governance, really important. I don't have to tell you. But you can have the best data governance in the world in your company. It doesn't help, or it's worthless if the people, the users, don't know it, don't read it, or don't live it. So the first thing is definitely communicating it to the users, but even that is not enough because you can tell them, hey, please adapt the governance or ensure high data quality. So what we have learned really helped is going to the entities, going with the users into projects, some POCs, letting them learn new technologies, new features, for example, in Fabric, adapting them so they can understand why to use the governance and adapt it. And if you even want to top this one up, so what we really have experienced, and you too probably, is the real big demand of AI in our company. And when you do that with the AI projects, the people are so motivated for them. But during and before the project, the people see if we put in bad data, we will get bad results for AI. And this really changed it for our company and the thinking of our users. They are really more now sticking to the initiatives and the data governance we have. And so
that's awesome.
That's for
okay.
my side.
How about you, Ole?
I think for us, most importantly, was the investment into people and talent, right? So we started centrally, which also means we had some corporate money to invest, and we really formed a small, super productive team, super knowledgeable team, knowing the tech stack, understanding the business, but really shaping, this talent and people is the first most important thing. I would say everyone should do it, right? It's not about having hundreds of people like Microsoft has it or so, right? So it's really having a couple of people who really know what they're doing from a tech perspective and to really love your business, right? I think this is the most important part to really get started on that journey.
Awesome. So focusing on employees, talent, data governance. Okay. Awesome. All right. Next question. We have heard a lot about AI, and we know AI has been around for such a long time, but what makes this cycle different? Why is it different right now and from previous cycles for you? Maybe start with you, Ole.
Yeah, so I've worked the last 10 years on, getting machine learning into production fast. So we started in our journey, it took almost 2 years from a POC to production state that we really, changed day-to-day operations. So we are now at a month, right? So it took months to get from a POC status to a production-ready status. But now with Gen AI, with all the heavy lifting is actually done already by Hugging Face, by OpenAI, together with Microsoft, etc., right? So this is all done, right? So we spent 2 years in developing NLP cases. Now we spend one access request to develop an NLP case, right? And the speed of development has increased, right? So POCs take days now internally and not months anymore, right? So speed is the one thing. The other thing is accessibility. So it's not the one machine learning expert who has access to AI, who can train a model. It's now really a lot of people, even analysts, software developers, right? I mean, in my team, all software developers are now able to deploy an AI use case end to end. So even the role of the data scientist has changed a lot. And not only experts, analysts, I mean, every one of us now using ChatGPT, using those tools, really having access to AI. And this is driving the adoption, and it's driving the idea generation. I haven't seen a time in the past 5 years where so many ideas coming from the business to us asking, can you help us with that?
Wow. That's impressive. How about you, Philip?
Yeah, I have to agree with Ole. Yeah, so for me, it's definitely two things. On the one side, the technology has really changed in the recent months and years. When you're looking at all the computing power we have now, all the GPUs running, the models, how complex they are, and all the data the models are trained on. It's basically all the knowledge we have on the worldwide internet. So that's one side. And the other side, the user, and that's what you also talked about, Ole, right? The adoption part. So you could see when ChatGPT came out a few years ago, everyone was talking about it, and until today, yeah, you can see at your relatives or in a family and friends, you can see people using it in their daily work, talking about it, and this adoption part really helps us also in the company, driving those use cases, the demand, and getting all the great ideas how to leverage these technologies.
Wow, so really like it has democratized who can have access to it. It's adding speed to POCs. That's definitely the promise we're seeing as well. Fascinating. Okay, so what are 3 key things you would give this advice to this audience on what they need to do to get their data estates ready for this new era of AI that we're in? What advice would you give? 3 things. Philip, I'll start with you.
Yeah, sure. So the one which is really obvious is data quality, right? So I mentioned that before, it's really garbage in, garbage out, so ensure a high data quality. Another thing which I think is becoming more important is the permission management on the data. Imagine like 3 to 4 years ago when you're looking for some information. Of course, you can search with some keywords, but probably you would also have to go through the document and search there again. So it was not too easy to find something. But today, with AI and the co-pilots, for example, we are having, it's so easy. You can just put in a phrase, and all the data you have access on, you get the insights and the answer of it. So if you have more permissions than you should, then you can also access more data. So this is why I think this is becoming more and more important. And of course, the data governance, right? Bringing also the topics data quality, the permission management, compliance, and all that we have to make the data really AI ready so we can leverage it based on that for our projects.
What do you have to add to that, Ole?
Yeah, so I would say the most 3 important things. So the first one, I said it before, is people. But here, make it more specific, right? Stop fighting between business and IT and data science department. Yes, everyone in your company on C-level would love to do a bit of AI, right? So you start to form virtual teams, people working together from different functions. Stop doing that. Put them all in one department. It's data and AI. It's end-to-end from business perspective. Let the people work together. This will really accelerate your journey by far, right? So I know all the C-levels. Everyone wants to have a piece of it. Don't listen to them, put them together. I think this is really, stop doing so. It's the most important thing I would actually say, right? Secondly, stop doing POCs. It sounds a bit weird, right? Show the guts, stop doing POCs, right? I call it, for me it's a sickness, I call it POCitis, right? And I think this is important. Stop doing POCs, show the guts, look at your business processes and start automating them end to end, right? And the technology is there. You don't need to rate, right? Yes, we all love to do technology POCs. Technology is working. You don't need a POC. Stop doing it, right? Really think about end to end. Get your business sponsor, get the things done. You will see the impact, right? I think this is really a crucial part. And the third thing is always talk business. Tech is there, right? If you don't talk tech, you have Microsoft to talk tech, it's fine, right? But make sure you talk business. You understand, you're proximate to the business. Make sure you love your business, and then you will also help them end-to-end using AI.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so you heard Arun say we're going to be in Vienna next 12 months from now. So what do you think we'll be talking about and top of mind when we come back a year from now? What do you think it'll be, Ole?
Yeah, I mean, I see 2 things which are popping up at the moment. One is, I mean, you all know there is a big backlog of things from the business, things you should do, this report, integrating this data. In the next 12 months, it will flip around. So we will ask business to adapt. We will ask business to adapt fast enough of all the changes we can do. I think that's the first thing I would love to talk about, and I think we will talk about. The second thing is a bit of a challenge, right? So it's about trusting data and trusting AI. Mm-hmm. So we see it right now. You can produce the fancy process. As long as it's not end-to-end automized, you still have a human intervention there. And if this human doesn't trust the data, if this human doesn't trust the input from AI, you will not save a single coin, right? So really work on data trust, work on AI trust, and I think it will be one of the major topics in 12 months from now.
Fantastic. Philip.
Yeah, so top of mind in 12 months, connecting also to the trust topic is even more responsible AI. And also, I think with all the solutions we will put into productivity for data and AI, we will also see more regulation around it because of the ethics, data security, data privacy. So I think this will be definitely a topic. And what I'm really hoping for, that we can see some more innovation also in the topic data and AI together. How can AI help us in the data management part, yeah, and make life easier for all of us? Yeah, so that's definitely something I'm looking for.
That's fantastic. Okay, any parting words of wisdom for the team? Ole, anything? Parting words of wisdom for all of us. You already told us no POCs.
Yeah, I said already 2 POCs, and I would also say, right, enjoy the journey. I mean, I enjoyed the journey for 10 years now. It's data and AI, and there will be a next hype upcoming, right? So yes, it has been the most sexiest job of the century, and it will be the most sexiest job of this century also going forward. So just enjoy that you're working in that area.
How about you, Philip?
Yeah, I would recommend really to use this big chance we have also with this joy and hype for AI, to use it also on the data side, to bring all the users in your companies on this journey, bring them on together with demand. They have use it, and then, yeah, it will be an amazing ride.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all so much for being here today. Let me just give them a hand. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. All right. Thank you, Ole. So great to have you. Thank you, Philip.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you, guys. That was great, right? Really great advice. Amazing. Amazing.